So this is the Rosigold tree that had the big rotten spot. And, trying to find where the rotten spot ended. See, there's that part, and you can see some still here. I kept cutting down, and this looked like healthy wood. So in order to try and encourage this to sprout out, I kept it in a somewhat sunny location, not direct sun, and away from where it could get a lot of rain. Basically, when mangoes can be very susceptible to overwatering, especially when they're in a compromised state like this. This remnant of the plant doesn't have any leaves, and leaves really use water. There's that transpiration thing that happens, and anyway, without the leaves, you have to be very stingy with the water, giving it enough so it doesn't dry out completely, and not too much so it doesn't drown. Anyway, today was the first time I noticed we have actual buds forming here. So this is definitely alive, and it is going to shoot out some leaves very soon. So as long as we're on that Rosigold topic, let's take this aspiring plant out to see its progeny. We grafted all the scions that we could out of the original tree onto another tree in the grove, and so we can have like a family reunion. So now it's a family reunion. But of course, I wanted to show all of you what the progress on this tree is. We put 8 grafts on. 6 of them were 25 days ago, and 2 were more recent than that. 25 days ago, we took scions from this Rosigold here and put them on this tree. At that time I put 6 scions on, and then fairly recently I put 2 more on, so 8 total. And looking at this tree, there's just a lot of fails. Here's 2 that have failed. There's a fail. This one has a slight green spot, but this part is failed, so it's going to be a fail. That's failed. And so anyway, out of 8, 2 takes. Crazy low number. And so basically, in analyzing this situation, this tree was struggling before I decided to cut it back and top work it. And possibly one of the reasons it was struggling is the Valencia Pride that's next door is just sort of hogging the sun and other resources from it. But for whatever reason, it's sort of old before its time. This whole branch is just, it doesn't have the normal vigor for a mango tree of this size. So basically my strategy now is to eliminate these parts of the tree that really are not as vigorous as they should be, not quite as healthy. And this branch is one of those. And then this branch here is also one of those. And we've got a lot more growth happening on this particular branch. And so I think that if we cut off these distractions from the plant, that I can regraft. Probably when a shoot comes out of here, I'll put a graft on there. And also if a shoot forms after this branch is cut off, put another graft on there. And we'll see how it goes. But bottom line is, the 2 grafts are doing very well. The 2 grafts that took are doing very well. So it looks a little odd, but I like odd. And after it starts sending out new branches, you hardly will notice in a few years. But these other areas that have the grafts that didn't take, basically I'm going to keep some of those shoots for regrafting. This is one that is a success, and some of them I will just eliminate entirely. This particular branch is forming lower down than this one is here, and it's very close to the same plane, so I will just take it out and the resources will go strictly to that branch. And I think I'll do the same thing with this one. We've got, I would prefer to graft onto this sprouts that form from here or from here. I might be able to get a graft in right along this area, and so that would be ideal. Wouldn't have to wait for anything to sprout out, but I'll take this off for now. So we'll have sort of lack of distractions for this graft here that has taken, and this one, and I will come back and graft onto this branch, and then when new branches form here and here, I'll try to graft something onto those two areas. New branches tend to form where you've taken existing branches out, and so as long as they're forming, you might as well put the new variety on them. So anyway, this is on its way to being converted to Rosigold. It's just a little slower than I anticipated, but it's definitely going to happen.